Happy hello to you, friends. I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, my name is Arty and welcome to a new video. And today we are back in the sketchbook. Finally, it has been a while since we've done something in the Adventures of Moss sketchbook. But today I want to talk about artist fears. And it's specifically related to what I am doing in my sketchbook in this video. For this video, I am painting my Adventures of Moss characters, Moss and Puppy, and also a scene in gouache. Now, I have done this once before, and I was going to make a video with it, but at the time I was still quite new to gouache, and I got about halfway through the piece. It was like an actual piece, it wasn't in the sketchbook, and I hated it so much. It was really rough, like how hard I was being on myself about this piece. And I never edited that video, I never made it into a thing. I did something else for that video for that week. So ever since then, I've kind of had this like underlying fear of trying to do any Adventures of Moss related stuff in gouache, which is a bit irrational. You would call this an irrational fear, particularly because it really has no effect on like my ability or my ability as an artist or my practice as an artist. But yeah, so I had a very strong fear, and finally, because recently I've gotten a lot better at gouache, most of my artwork nowadays is in gouache, I decided it was worth trying again. So I was very scared for making this video, so this is actually pretty big for me. Thank you for the applause, yes, it's very huge. So yeah, I wanted to talk about artist fears, and I wanted to specifically talk about a couple of ways that, like a couple of steps that I took to really help me actually make this video. Because even though I am a lot better at gouache now, it was still really hard mentally. And this is partially related to neurodiversity. So if you didn't know, I have ADHD and a couple of other little things as well. I am neurodivergent. So we had a couple of extra what's it called? Boundaries? No, blockades, obstacles. We had a couple of extra obstacles. So the first one was mainly task paralysis, which is very common with people who have ADHD and or autism, where a task feels really physically big. In our minds, it feels really huge, so it is harder and scarier to do that task because it seems so big and scary, which may seem a bit silly to someone who isn't neurodiverse, which is fair enough, you don't really understand, but this is me trying to explain. It's pretty big and it's scary and we find it really difficult, and I was having task paralysis with this sketchbook. So to help with this, I spread filming this video across several days to lessen the pressure. So I know usually I can easily fill a spread in a sketchbook in one day. That's usually quite easy for me, but because I was so scared of this particular task, it felt like this big bubble would be on this one day. So instead of doing the one big bubble, which was very scary, on one day, you separate it into several smaller bubbles that are spread out across the week. So I ended up doing the spread across 3 days, and that really helped. Like, it helped so much. I felt less pressure, I felt less scared. Just taking the whole thing quite slow, it was just so much nicer on my brain to handle. It was so much better, and I highly recommend artists, people in general who have ADHD and or autism, trying to do this. If you're stuck at a task that seems like a big scary bubble on a single day, organize your calendar or whatever you do for organizing your time and spread the big scary bubble across several days to make lots of smaller bubbles that are less intimidating to start. So instead of it, maybe I can explain this another way. If a task takes like an hour, and that is like a long time to spend on a task, and you can't get your brain to do it, instead of doing 1 hour for one day, you can split it up into 15-minute bursts and spread it across the week. It's so much easier to mentally handle just doing 15 minutes for a day, and by the end of the week, the whole task will be done. It's so much easier this way. So I highly recommend doing that. It really worked for me, especially because I was so scared. And another thing, this is kind of like a honorary step I took. I wasn't actively doing this from the start, but then by the end of it, I realized that I had actually done it, and that was you start at the beginning of the task, you start in smaller bursts. So for day 1, I just did the sketch with pencil, and then I just did a yellow wash over the top, and that was it. And then day 2, I ended up spending a lot longer on it because I had warmed up myself into doing the task. So my brain, for the next time I worked on it, was more willing to work on something that I was scared to do. And then for the last day, I ended up spending the most time on it because a lot of the spread was already finished. So in my brain, it's less work to do, so it's therefore less scary. Does that make sense? So that's kind of like a bonus step that I would definitely consider for people out there who are having similar struggles to having similar struggles that I have had. Gradually doing more work on the task, that definitely helps as well. Okay, and then the second main way that I helped myself actually make this video was talking to myself through every stage of the process. So you can't hear it in the video because it's muted because there were other house sounds going on and stuff. But in the video, I was actually constantly talking to myself, constantly thinking and processing thoughts out loud to myself to help my brain work through the process. So I don't think I actually left any of the talking or the hand movements I was making in the video, but a lot of the footage I would be tapping the paper because I would be talking to myself, saying my thoughts, what I needed to do, what I could do to change or make something look better, just talking to myself out loud, because that it's going to be a bit different for everyone, but for me, talking really helps me organize my thoughts. So this really helped me actually work through making the sketchbook spread. So yeah, those are the two main things that I did to help me get through this. I really just had to let myself just enjoy the process of creating a sketchbook spread, because here's the thing, right? I love gouache. I love painting. I love working in my sketchbook. I love my characters. So in theory, I should enjoy making this spread. I love everything about this spread in theory. And I was just letting a past failure that honestly wasn't even that much of a failure looking back on it. I was letting that past failure define what I thought I was allowed to do today, which when you look at it like that is pretty ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. What? So I am really proud of myself for being able to break through this. I unstuck myself and I broke down those obstacles that were set up in my mind And I'm really proud of myself for that. And honestly, I actually really love this sketchbook spread. When it's finished, I think it looks really good, and it actually kind of looks almost exactly like how I want the characters and artwork to look for the graphic novels that these characters are for. Like, it looks really similar to the digital art that I plan to do for the graphic novels. So seeing that traditionally, because I prefer traditional art over digital art. I do both, but traditional art is my true love when it comes to art. I love doing that more. So seeing something so close to my vision of what the artwork for the graphic novels will look like traditionally, that is huge. That was so good. Oh my god. I mean, while making this spread, of course there were a couple of mistakes, a little bit of things that I had to fix, but that's with like every sketchbook spread or every artwork. Like for the bottom, the puppy on the left page closest to the bottom, I'm not fully happy with the shape of her face. It looks a bit too human in terms of shape. She's literally like a goat. I've actually inspired puppies designed by a pygmy goat specifically. But yeah, she's a goat. So her mouth, the white section, should be more forward, but it kind of looks like it just goes straight down like how a human's face would. So that one doesn't work very well. And also during painting the left page, my sleeve brushed against the wet of Puppy's horns on that bottommost one. You can actually see the black smudges. I had to go in and fix that. But honestly, the right side of the spread, I am so happy with it. I think it's really good. I think it's a great start. I definitely want to do more like actual like gouache paintings of scenes for The Adventures of Moss. I think that's definitely what I need to do here. But yeah, that's what I have to say on facing artist fears. We all have them. All artists had something they're afraid of or nervous to do artistically. And that was the one that I've been stuck on for like a few years. Yeah, don't let fears dictate how you make art. It's so worth it to just break through those barriers. But yeah, check out my Instagram and my Etsy store. I'll just say that really quickly. Thing on screen for you right now, and it was probably earlier in the video too. But yeah. And that is pretty much everything for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. And I will see you all next time. Bye!